And I'm here to tell you right now, that is just one of the many that are going to decommit / leave Florida State. Florida State's in a terrible position, man. Mike Norvell's not just ruining this year's team, he's ruining next year's team too. Well, what do we have here? Now, I wish I could sit up here and act like I'm shocked, but I'm not. These 4- and 5-star recruits, they want to play for the best of the best. It's as plain and as simple as that. Reason number one is, when you go to a great team and program, more than likely, you're going to win more games, which equates to you playing in bigger games, and that means more eyes and attention. These NFL team scouts and executives are more than likely to watch a team that's 10-2 than 2-10. And plus, too, if you make the college football playoff, they have no choice but to watch you because you're one of the few games that are actually on. The second reason these 4- and 5-star recruits want to go to a great team and program is because they want to compete for championships. But whoa, hold on. I know some of you confused. You're sitting there saying, Matt, what in the crap are you talking about, buddy? That's a great question, my friend, and I have an even better answer. Florida State is already starting to see the repercussions of not having a good football team. They just lost one of the best players in high school football. We're going to talk all about that in tonight's video, but also we're going to talk about some of these big-time games on Saturday. This is a 2-for-1 special. I'm going to combine both topics in this one video. I thought about splitting them up, but I said, why not? We'll just throw them in together. Instead of giving you a long preview video, I just decided to throw it in with this because we don't have a lot of big-time games, and I'm just going to run through my picks real quick. That's what we're going to talk about in tonight's video. Strap in, buckle up, get you a snack, get you a popcorn, get your favorite meal you like to eat and watch a video, because trust me, I do the same thing. But all right, Matt, blah, blah, shut the crap up. Now, without further ado, let's get into it. All right, first things first, let's breeze through these games because I've already had a bunch of people on Twitter say, yo, Matt, where's the prediction video? Here it is. But really, the main focal point of this video is the Florida State situation, but we'll get there when we get there. Arizona and Kansas State, they play tomorrow night. Kansas State is a 7-point favorite. These teams, they both had sort of a big letdown last week. I know they won the game, but they didn't look good. Arizona's got the star wide receiver McMillan. That guy's unreal. Noah Fafita, I love him. K-State, though, they got Avery Johnson. Just due to the fact I've been on the Arizona bandwagon and hype train ever since last year, I'm going to roll with them. I wouldn't say I expect like a 40 burger to be dropped in this game, but I do expect a lot of points to be scored between both teams. Should be an interesting matchup, rather less, but I'll take Arizona, so give me the upset. At 11 a.m. on Saturday, we already talked about Alabama and Wisconsin in a previous video, and this is the college game day game of the week. They couldn't have found a better game. You know what? I'm not even going to say all that and get into that argument. We got LSU and South Carolina. Good old South Kakalaki and the struggling somewhat LSU Tigers. LSU is a 7-point favorite, and I would say, yeah, that's about right. South Carolina is a really good defensive team and a average offensive team at best. I think LSU is one of the top 15 teams in the nation, so I'm going with the Tigers. At 11:45 a.m., what a weird kickoff time. We got a top 25 matchup that surprisingly nobody's talking about. We got Bob, yes, the Bob, Bill O'Brien, and the Boston College Eagles, that is their mascot, right? I think it is the Eagles or their slogan, whatever, versus Mizzou. 2-0 versus 2-0, big pivotal game. Mizzou is a 16-point favorite, and we know why. They are a much better team than Boston College, but their quarterback, Castellanos, he reminds me a lot of Kyler Murray. This game is so hard to preview because I have no idea how good Missouri is. I know they're good, but are they really, really good or just good? There's levels to it. I have a hard time picking Boston College to win this game. However, I think it's going to be way closer than this line. The spread is Missouri minus 16. I don't see how Missouri wins this game by 2 or 3 touchdowns because Boston College, they want to limit the possessions, and they want to slow this thing down. Really curious to see if Boston College can see a lot of run success on the Missouri defense. I do expect Missouri to put up points, but it's going to come down to how efficient can Boston College's offense be. Although I'm not picking the upset in this one, I think Missouri only wins this game by 3 or 7 points. At 2:30, we got Oregon State. I've had some people request me to predict this game and preview it. I don't know why. I'm going to pick Oregon. I am not a betting man, but as to how Oregon is a 16.5-point favorite, blows my mind. I'm not going to say that's free money, but did you see him in week 1 and week 2? An ace is an ace, a spade is a spade. What I'm getting at is Oregon's not that great. I'm taking to win that one, though. Oklahoma plays Tulane. Give me Oklahoma. Notre Dame, Purdue, don't care. Notre Dame's irrelevant, and so is Purdue, and that's really it for all of our games. We do got Georgia and Kentucky, but come on. Give me Georgia. I mean, do you even want me to act like this is a legit preview? Georgia and Kentucky? Come on, man. That's really it for the games this week, and it's why I didn't want to make a separate preview video, because I knew I'd just be able to zoom through it. There's not much to preview. I only like previewing and predicting games when we think it's going to be somewhat close. So there's not too much to be said there, but getting that out the way and moving along to the main top of the main encore, main reason you clicked onto this video, what in the world is going on with the cinnamon rolls? Well, the short answer is a lot of bad stuff is going on, but we kind of know that. I'm here to give you the long answer and the new and updated answer. Let me jog your memory. Last week, the cinnamon rolls, they had a bye week, but in week 0 and week 1, they went 0-2. Embarrassing loss to Georgia Tech, and some people were trying to say, oh, well, maybe Georgia Tech's really good. Nope, come to find out, Florida State's just really, and I mean really bad. They got bad quarterback play, they have a terrible culture, and those players, at least this is what I'm seeing on the film, I go back and watch these games, it looks like they could care less to be there. Goes back to what I said. They don't have a culture, and when you don't have a culture, that's what you get. It's very similar to Colorado. You can just tell from the body language. The players don't care. There's not a legit brotherhood there. I've seen JV football teams with a better culture than Florida freaking State. It's that bad. It's pathetic, and I'd be embarrassed, and I mean utterly embarrassed to be a cinnamon roll fan. Don't even get me started on a Florida State rant. Let's slot back in and get down to business. They've been quite awful. We know this. DJ Ugabadoogie, not a very good quarterback. He's average at best. I do believe DJ Ugabadoogie is the scapegoat because Mike Norvell should be getting a huge chunk of this blame. I talk about Ryan Day being a fraud. Nah. Ryan Day can coach circles around Mike Norvell. Ryan Day looks like the second coming of Nick Saban compared to Mike Norvell. Saying Norvell is a fraud, that doesn't do it any justice. With all that being said, it was only a matter of time before what I'm about to show you next started happening to Florida State. When you start losing games, especially the way Florida State has been losing them to begin the season, it doesn't just affect this year's team, it affects the program moving forward. And you could argue and say the most important part about a football program is recruiting. And what's happening? These 10th, 11th, and 12th graders, they're watching what's unfolding, and it's unfolding right in front of their eyes. And all these guys that were amazed by Florida State last year saying, oh yeah, Florida State's back, they're now seeing what's happening this year and going, well, wait a minute. I'm not too sure if I want to go there. Why would I want to go to this school where they're going to struggle to make a bowl game? Meanwhile, Georgia, Alabama, Ohio State, Texas, they're competing for championships. And if you think the way Florida State has played these first couple of weeks doesn't affect recruiting, I hate to inform you, but you're just sadly mistaken. And this is exactly what I'm talking about. One of the top recruits in the nation who was committed to Florida State wound up tweeting this out. After careful consideration, I have decided to decommit from Florida State and reopen my recruitment. I will be making my final decision in December. Thank you to everyone at FSU for their support. And I'm here to tell you right now, that is just one of the many that are going to decommit/leave Florida State. Let me ask you a question. Do you really think it's a coincidence he decommitted after those 2 embarrassing losses? I don't think so. Florida State's in a terrible position, man. Mike Norvell's not just ruining this year's team, he's ruining next year's team too. Good luck to the Florida State fan base. That's all I know to say. I'm curious. Let me know your thoughts on all this down below. But, Romany.